Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jason and you're watching Jason Jensen Trains. I have a very quick video for you today, just for the simple fact that I haven't had time to do a lot of work on the layout. I've just been so busy in life, but I did want to take the time to say hello to everyone and let you know that I am thinking of everybody. Well, let me show you what little I have gotten done on the layout. As you can see, I've put in a piece of styrofoam in the back corner. Now, this seems like a very simple thing to do, but it actually took me a little bit of time to figure out the exact shape that I had to cut for that. And let me show you quick how I did that. So, to create that shape, I first looked at my track plan, and the green track is on that upper level that I just pointed at. So I just simply drew a bigger picture of it, and I don't know if you can see, but there are lots of little numbers. Those are all measurements, so I knew exactly how to enlarge this and draw it on the piece of styrofoam and cut it out. And then all of this track here is supported by steel girders. And then all this area in here is the white styrofoam that I just showed you. And I'll take the camera off in a little bit and give you a closer look at what it looks like. Now, it's supported right now just by some thin styrofoam, but it'll all be filled in, and I'll put rock and some retaining walls, and then we can get our road going all the way uphill up to that level. And then finally, I will be able to build the large kit from Foscale Models called Rust Rock Falls. That sits up there in the corner. So, very exciting. This week I also started a welding shop that's from Foscale Models. And this is also sort of a scrapyard scene. So all of the detail castings that will be placed around it are from rusty rail. I have to build a corrugated metal fence that is on this side of the street that sort of hides the scrapyard from the businesses over on this side. And I'm thinking of putting in possibly a sliding gate. I'm not sure. I have to make some type of gate that opens and closes right here. And as you can see, I've been placing some trees, some fall colored trees. I don't know if they'll stay there or if those are the trees that I'm going to use, but it gives me an overall feeling of what the finished scene will look like. And I definitely want to have this set in the fall. I definitely want to have leaves along the curbs and like in cracks and maybe on rooftops. So, and then I have been working on Eagle's Landing, which is the large kit that I'm doing with Carolina Craftsman Kits. And that is back here. And I'll give you a sneak peek of where I'm at with that so far. I probably have one more week and that will be done. I think the next video actually will show me putting it together. I'll show you how to build it and give you details on pricing, when it's going to ship, all of the details on it. So, this area has changed quite a bit. Originally, I probably had 3 structures here from bar mills. I had a large factory that was probably a 4-story building. I had a little paint store here, and it's all changed. The paint store is over on that end. The large factory is behind me over on that end. The three structures here are now in the harbor over here. So I think it's important to be open to change and not just stick to your original plan. I've mentioned this before, but this is my third layout. And it's the first time that I've really been so open to change and constantly moving structures around and trying them in different places. And then taking photos on my phone and really studying them and seeing if that's the look I really want. So I think it's very important to stay flexible. I think by doing that, new ideas and better ideas will come to you. So it's really fun to see this evolving and growing because it definitely is changing from what I originally had planned. And I'm sure even this area up here, as I get my roads in and retaining walls and land built, I'm sure the structures will change. Okay, well, let me take the camera off the tripod and I'll give you a closer look at everything. So here's the styrofoam up in the corner. So you can see the track will come along here and then go on there, through here, and circle around and go back behind that building right there and behind that one and come out on the styrofoam up here. Now, the track really doesn't serve a purpose. I think it'll just be neat to have another track, to see another train running along up there. And that'll evolve as I get more buildings built and put up there. And this may all change here in the front too. Nothing's set in stone. We'll just see how it goes. There is the welding shop. Now along here, there will be a corrugated metal fence that sort of hides this ugly area from the businesses across the street. Then all of this road will be done with asphalt to match the gray road out here. And then I have a wood crossing that goes in right there. So here is Eagle's Landing. The big kit that I'm working on with Carolina Craftsman Kits. Like I said, it should be available in possibly another week, 2 at the very most. Here was the cardboard mock-up that I did of it. And here's where I'm at so far on it. Now I still have a staircase to build here. I have the pilings that run the full 2 stories, just like on this one back here. I have rope to add. Railings get put on here. Obviously shingles. There will be a crow's nest up on this rooftop here. I still have to build a bridge that goes across here up on the upper deck. Like I'd mentioned, a crow's nest. There'll probably be a ladder coming down to maybe some type of deck right here. So real quick, I wanted to show you that working on multiple projects can get pretty messy. As you can see, my shop is getting very messy again. So I've been working on Eagle's Landing here, and you can see I'm actually building a second model of Eagle's Landing. One is for my layout and one is for shows in the future. We'll talk more about this in the next video. In the next video, will probably show me building the entire kit, and then you'll be able to order it at that point. Here is the welding shop. So I've been working on that over here. This is just more work from Eagle's Landing. It's really nice having this work area here in the center, and this is on wheels, so you can see the wheels can lock so that it doesn't move, or you can unlock it so I can wheel it out into the center of the room. And this entire table goes up and down, so I can either lower it to sit at it or raise it up so I can just stand at it. I have one more of these tables that I'm going to build out in my garage, so it'll be double the length. And I'll probably leave that one at full height so I can just stand at it. I want to talk to you real quick about doing research. With modeling, the more you do, the more hours you put in, the better you get. And the same can be true for doing research. Now, more specifically, what I'm talking about is searching on the internet for product or new techniques. And a lot of times I will do a simple Google search for a specific product that I'm looking for. Now, every week I am asked tons of questions that I'm happy to answer. For example, people will ask me, where do you get your HO scale vehicles? Or where do you get your HO scale figures? And I can tell people the answer, but by doing a simple Google search for, say, HO scale vehicles from the 30s or from the 40s, you're going to get a list of a whole bunch of vehicles. So instead of getting vehicles that I use, you're now getting maybe 10 different companies that have vehicles that fit that time period. And you may find vehicles that fit your layout better, that you may be more happy with than what I'm using. So again, just by doing a simple search on the internet, now you're getting 10 answers to your one question. I am happy to answer questions for people, but I know for me, a big part of the hobby, a fun part for me, is doing a search on the internet. I have tons of bookmarks on my computer of all different companies. Now, speaking of bookmarks that you have on your computer of different websites, visit those websites and really look at all of the pages under their menu bar. A lot of times there are companies that you buy structures from that offer scratch building material, that offer detailed castings, that offer tons of other products that maybe you didn't even know. So take the time to visit those websites and find their menu page. A lot of times up in the corner, up in the left or right hand corner, you'll see 3 or 4 little lines that make up a square. If you click on that, it takes you to their menu page. And you'll see a list of everything else that they offer. And some companies even offer different scales. So take the time to become familiar with different companies' websites. I hope this helps you. By putting in the time and putting in the hours of doing the research, the wealth of information that you will gain is incredible. It really is. You will become a better modeler for it. I know for myself, I can look at a model or a diorama and really be able to pick out where they got certain detail parts, where they got different kits from. And it's nice being able to have that information, that knowledge, so that when you're building a diorama or a model or your layout, that you know where to find those pieces and where to order them from. So again, I am more than happy to answer questions for people. But I know for myself, putting in that time and doing the research really pays off. It really does. So be sure to take the time, maybe take a break from Facebook or Instagram or even YouTube, and dedicate a small portion of time every week into just doing simple searches on the internet for new product, and maybe it's old product but it's new to you. I love discovering different websites for detail castings or structures that I didn't know about before. So 2 key points from today is to first stay open to change. When you're working on your diorama or your layout, really be open to change and not just stick to your initial plan. And the second point is to put in the time to do research. Both those things will make you a better modeler over time. Well, that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I want you to stay inspired. And until next time, happy modeling, everyone.